When we speak of a secret American operation, we're entering a world of invisible wars, hidden deals, and decisions made in dimly lit rooms. Actions that shaped the modern world even as the public remained in the dark. One of the most striking examples is Operation Cyclone, the code name for the years-long program, 1979 to 1992, through which the CIA quietly funneled money, arms, and training to Afghan mujahideen battling Soviet forces. On paper, it was about rolling back Soviet expansion and supporting a freedom struggle. In reality, it became one of the longest and costliest covert operations in U.S. history, with consequences that continue to haunt global politics. But that's far from the only clandestine mission. Decades earlier, in the aftermath of World War II, came Operation Paperclip, a secret effort by which the United States relocated more than 1,600 German scientists to America, many of whom had worked under the Nazi regime. The objective? To leverage their expertise in rocketry, aviation, chemistry, and other advanced fields to build U.S. military and aerospace superiority before the Soviet Union could. The moral and ethical cost? Many of those scientists were deeply implicated with Nazi war efforts, yet their pasts were often overlooked in the name of national security. Then there was Operation Ivy Bells, a top-secret underwater surveillance mission in the early 1970s. The CIA, together with the NSA and U.S. Navy, managed to tap Soviet underwater communication cables in the Sea of Okhotsk, gathering critical intelligence about Soviet naval and missile activity. For years, the tape went unnoticed, yielding valuable data, until a defection in 1980 exposed the operation. Another lesser-known but invasive program was Operation Chaos, also known as MH Chaos, launched in the late 1960s by the CIA to surveil and infiltrate domestic protest, anti-war, and civil rights movements within the United States. The aim was to unearth alleged foreign influence behind dissent, but in practice it meant wiretapping, infiltration, and compiling dossiers on thousands of American citizens and organizations. When details emerged in the mid-1970s, public outrage led to congressional review and major reforms in oversight. So what does "what really happened" mean in this context? It's not always a simple tale of success or failure. Take Operation Cyclone. The Soviets were driven out of Afghanistan, mission achieved for the U.S., but the aftermath helped foment instability, insurgencies, and extremism. Operation Paperclip boosted U.S. technological power, but at the cost of sheltering individuals complicit in wartime atrocities. Operation Ivy Bells gathered Cold War intelligence, yet its exposure undermined trust in covert methods. Operation Chaos violated many American civil liberties, forcing the country to reckon with the boundaries of surveillance and internal security. These operations also reveal a recurring pattern: secret authorizations from presidents and high-level committees that allowed agencies like the CIA to operate under plausible deniability. Over time, historians, journalists, and sometimes whistleblowers have peeled back the layers of secrecy, though in many cases, full disclosure remains elusive because much of the documentation is still classified, redacted, or destroyed. So what truly happened then? It's a mix of strategic wins and technological leaps, moral gray zones, unintended consequences that reshaped geopolitics, and domestic policies that challenged the values of transparency and civil rights. Many of these secret operations helped define the Cold War, American dominance in science and military power, and the contours of global influence, often at a steep ethical and human cost. If there's one thing to remember, behind every declassified secret lies a story of ambition, fear, calculation, and sometimes regret. A reminder that history is often written not in the public, but in the shadows.